Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series is brought to you by Lucas Oil. Made in America, sold to the world.
Up and away with Gary Emmons. You go 2,000 frames a second with Fletcher camera out of Chicago. Go up to 3,000, but Bob, that's crystal clear shooting right there.
That is so cool. Make DVDs, send them out to everybody in the Emmons family. Of course, with that family, you could go broke doing that.
Why aren't those front tires moving? Oh, because they're not on the ground yet. Let's talk a little bit more of the Jegs All-Stars and the 26th annual. The defending team champions come out of Division 3, the team with the most titles. Divisions 1, 2, and 3, all of them very much in play with 6.
Frank Manzo has basically owned this. He has won it 7 times, been to a couple of other final rounds, and double up, meaning again, winning the Jegs All-Star, winning the national event at whichever location that national event happens to be that weekend. Frank Manzo and Jeff Taylor. And like I said, you look down the list, it's like an all-star show.
Yes, it is. Highlights from round number 2. We start with Super Gas in the semis as Jason Kenny takes on Val Torres Jr.
Jason Kenny from Division 1, Val Torres way out west. The last couple of years, Val's had a chance to go the distance and win the Lucas Oil Championship. Came up 4th last couple of years. A couple of pretty good race car drivers here. One can win it. Jason gets it 993, just beats it 994.
This is what it looks like going on board in the Super Gas category. You see the RPMs coming up. He starts to blip the throttle, make sure he hits the stripe on time. Kenny into the final. He will take on Mark Resson. Super Comp now. Let's talk a little bit about Michael Miller and Austin Williams.
Michael Miller, one of the unusual cars in this class in that it has a Ford engine. There aren't many of them out there. The quintessential car, rear engine, big block, Chevy dragster. But watch Michael Miller close the gap, eat up a lot of ground, goes 891 and beats Austin's 895.
Margin of victory, they say an inch. I'm certainly not going to argue as Michael Miller will take on Josh Gannant coming up in the Super Comp final. It is Super Stock time. Joe Santangelo against the only female, Jackie Alley.
Jackie Alley out from the West Coast. The entire family races and wins, including her husband Mick, who's here this weekend. But nothing goes worse with a red Camaro than a red light.
And that means Justin Jenkins will take on Joe Santangelo, who takes the stripe in the semifinal win in Super Stock. He's heading to the finals. Top Sportsman, one of the new categories. Here's Josh Vettel taking on Billy Thigpen.
Your Nebraska boy there.
Like Nebraska.
Taking on that 55 shoebox machine. And this is one of the unique things about this class. Pick a car, pick a really big motor, bring your A game.
And go as fast as you can. Vettel does, where he will take on Keith Raftery in that final. Top dragster now. This is Ray Miller. 20-year-old Ray Miller was in 2 categories, and Brandon Chauvin.
Ray might be the hottest guy in the class right now, driving a rear-engine big block dragster. That includes anybody with a rear-engine big block dragster. Look at that. He goes 6.80 and gets the win. And it's what, 2 inches there?
That's a little bit more, maybe. Ray Miller, Clarence Mayo, the Division 5 guys. Division 5 starting to rack up some points. Top Alcohol Funny Car, Mickey Farrow, Andy Bull. Mickey says, I come to compete with Frank Manzo. He's got a shot today.
From a performance standpoint right now, he's the only one that can compete with Frank Manzo. 559, Andy Bull goes 571, and Farrow goes sailing on again. That's a very good race team.
And for his wishes, he will race Frank Manzo for the big bucks and the pride. Dwayne Shields, Sean Cowie.
Cowie took out Bill Reichert earlier. Doesn't get a whole lot easier. Gets Dwayne Shields here, and guess what? Took him out too. Wins it on a hole shot. That's why they pay the drivers substantial amounts of money.
There you go. How does the points stack up in the team race now? Well, how about Division 5 with 1,100 and 5 guys still collecting points in the finals? But Division 1 is right there, as is Division 6. Below that, those teams started to become mathematically eliminated, but everybody's got racers in the finals. And speaking of the finals, the Jegs All-Stars 2010 edition, they are coming your way next from Route 66 Raceway.